What's good in the hood? I'm sorry I'm late. No Ace franchise, eh? I didn't wake up in time, so it's gonna be tomorrow. Or Saturday, Sunday. How we all doing? Where have you been? I've been busy this morning. I was sleeping half the day away. Just a normal day, huh? Then I went to the gym and worked out. Now I'm home. And I showered. And then I was busy. Like the last couple of minutes. And now I'm finally live. Yeah, have you looked at the program? Yes. I've seen the new program. There's a showdown. There's a conquest. There's moments that we must do. But first I gotta do this tops now shit. Wow, the Cincinnati Reds game chat is going to be a fucking sellout tonight. Wow. Wow, sold out. Good for the Reds, man. Are they back? I don't fucking know. So chat, soccer, bro, is fucking getting better in America, bro. The Gold Cup is coming up a couple of days. The Copa Americas will be hosted here in America. And the fucking Club World Cup, the new competition that FIFA is doing, where it's all the clubs from all around the world, Asia, Europe, like Manchester City and Premier League, all that shit, Europa League, I mean not Europa League, La Liga, Serie A, the Asia, Oceania, North America, South America, all those clubs, right, that play like club soccer, that new competition will be in America. And then the World Cup in 2026 is gonna be in America. Pitch 2 innings, strike out 2 batters. Why are you doing tops now? Dude, I'm gonna be honest, I hope Anthony Robinson can go to Manchester City. Being honest, I think that'd be good for him to win some trophies as an American, get more in that cabinet. You know what I'm saying? But no, if we're being honest, I wouldn't mind Newcastle. What am I saying? I'm just reading what I've got on Twitter. So soccer's back. Soccer's the new fucking sport in America, man. They're getting everything, man. We got the Copa Americas gonna be hosted here in America. We got the fucking Club World Cup, which will be all the soccer clubs from around the world. Premier League, La Liga, Serie A. The Asia people, the Asia clubs, the North American clubs, the South American clubs, the African clubs, the Saudi Arabian. Maybe we'll see Al Nasser or Ronaldo. You know? Are you getting into soccer? Sadly, you know, I'm kind of getting into soccer, man. And I'm looking forward to watching the Premier League next year, especially with Luton Town, my guys, Burnley, who I like, all being back. Soccer, man. Soccer is coming, man. And if you're not on the train, and if you're not on the train, you better start hopping on it. I do love baseball, and I do. If you're not on the soccer train, bro, you better start getting on that. I do love hockey, do love baseball. I think they're great sports. But honestly, soccer is just coming, man. It's coming here in America. Get ready for it. Now, will I still watch those sports? Of course. Even basketball. But, like, if I'm at work, it's usually Sunday mornings I work, I'll watch the fucking Premier League. You know what I mean? Now, will soccer become kings in fucking America? I don't think so right now, because you got the NFL. And basketball. I think those are the two popular sports in America. No one can debate it. You even got college football that many people consider could be a third. That college football and college basketball. I think when you look at that, college basketball, NBA, NFL, and college football. I think those are like the four like sports in America. Baseball and hockey, you know, are kind of slowly, you know, deeping, but baseball is honestly better this year, honestly. Hockey's right now becoming kind of like the odd sport out here in America. And I think soccer, I think all those sports honestly are great. Hockey is great, baseball is great, basketball, football, all of them are great. Soccer is even great, man. They're all sports, it's fun to watch.
Pete, you the only one that does that whole ass shit. So again, if you want to say it to other people, but don't bring it up in front of me or any of the other TV.
And I want to clarify something. I ain't Pete's homie. Pete ain't my homie, goddammit.
CB83 is the only one not dropping.
Money, hold on, shut the fuck up. Shake
But
money,
you guys aren't the only.
Wait, hold up.
It's also man voice music.
Hold up.
Reason and
Money was
inside the
secretly
NFL was
do that.
included in that statement.
I have a question.
Shut up.
They used to drop the link over there too.
You didn't hit the link.
I have a question.
Larry also only used to drop the link, and then he got tired of the little 2A, and they don't drop the link. So don't take it personal. Look, you guys are up there now because you switched up with the link. Yeah, but that was a free picture. But I've been complaining about the link even before you guys switched up. How people already switched up. So previously, you guys. It's just a reality. It just sucks now. You guys are linked into it.
Check that.
That's fine. I mean, it's funny how Pete the only one that's complaining about nobody dropping a link for him. I don't hear nobody else complaining. But could it be that, you know,
they might feel, these people that are not dropping a link for you, they just might feel you offer no value.
What I'm gonna listen to.
They might feel like you offer no value to their platform. I don't know. I don't know.
With reason, called Larry underground, trying to tell him not to allow me anymore. So it's idiots like you in the community that will go up to other people without a platform.
What the fuck is he talking about? Whoa, this shit is ridiculous.
And stop getting in shit. Alright, I'm part of the reason.
Hold the fuck on. What was that allegation? Hold up.
Hang on. Check the Jumbotron.
Those are not allegations, and I don't care what she says.
Batman, the one Mike Lennon looks like a Star Wars character in that picture.
Come on, bro. Are you gatekeeping EM?
Yeah, pussy.
Go. No, listen. You know what?
Y'all weird too, though.
That's not even.
I don't know what y'all
See, when you deal with people, when you deal with niggas like Pete, see, that's not even worthy of a response.
That does look like it, Batman. I'll have a look.
That shit right there is not even worthy of a response. Go get Larry in here. Hey, Batman, that's your homie. That's your homie. Go ask Larry. Go get Larry in here, or you call him and ask him. Get him on the phone and ask him if EM Dolphins fan ever told him not to let me go. And anyway, how is a one grown man
denying these
allegations
when everybody hears you say Pete shouldn't be allowed on these
All I know is
he doesn't he doesn't add any value.
You can't have that.
all I did was pose. I just posed a question. I just posed a question. All I said was the only thing I said was Pete.
I can have fun with it.
All I said, Pete, was I said you're the only one complaining about somebody not dropping a link for him. I said all I did was pose a question. Could it be that those individuals don't value you at all?
know your type.
They don't think you bring value to their platform. That could be the reason.
People that don't think like me, so I can learn something. But you're one of the ones that are fear that type of person, so you brush them off with your little gang. You can't do it.
If your opinion is so valuable, just start showing your
Robert, how about that?
I don't give a shit, man. You're up here bitching like a fucking female. No one wants to see the panels. I don't give a shit what you say, man.
Oh shit, chat.
Don't ever have shit. Just run with it becomes drama.
Yeah, I know.
See, so I guess Ian Dosselfan's opinion is I'm not the only one in the community that has that type of opinion of you, Pete. So you can't blame just EM. Oh, it's just EM and reason. No.
You guys don't like the
99.9% of the community
Pussy.
feels that way about you, bro.
magical stats that make other people believe. That's fine.
And then hold up real quick. Let me address this Larry shit because we all know how the internet works. We all know that, right? Yeah. I'll put these niggas on mute real quick. Lou, hang on. I want to address this Larry bullshit. See, that's why you can't. That's why nobody fucks with niggas like Keith. He's sitting up there telling a goddamn straight, bold-faced lie, right, to try to sell a narrative. And in Batman, I posed to listen. I really would like for you to reach out to Larry. It could be now, it could be on your own time or whatever, to clarify that straight-up lie that this nigga just put out on the internet, right? Ask him has EM Dolphin fan ever told him, to not let somebody on his platform? And what grown man would allow somebody, right, to influence their platform to dictate who they can pick and choose to come up on their platform? What grown man would do that? But anyway, you wrong for that telling lies like that, Pete. You need to stop that, bro. You make yourself look even more pathetic, bro.
They're all recorded. EM consistently trying to, we don't need this to an A.
Bro, you are garbage. You are. I admit that. I admit that. I admit that 100%. I co-sign that 100%.
That's why I don't.
I co-sign that 100%. You are trash, bro.
I'm not here to make up stats. I'm not here Mina Kimes type people making up stats like they matter. Oh, the last 3 seasons of the game, the defense played so great. They shut opposites down. Yeah, add some more content to that. That's what y'all like to do. Just go with stats like they matter. Add the real content. We play backup quarterbacks. All that crap. They don't like to add. The stats are skewed, and everybody knows.
Like you guys are your bullshit. Takes matter, Pete.
I speak the reality that people really.
No, you don't. You speak your opinion. That's not reality.
The truth hurts. We're dealing with a bust that quarterback, and our offense's potential, the full potential of it, is being held back by your glorified.
A bust that quarterback. A bust that quarterback. All right.
That's the reality. And that's the reality. We could talk running back, talk this. We could get Dalvin Cook. Does it make the team better? Yeah, of course. Duh. But it doesn't take away the fact that the offense's full potential is not being held back by the quarterback. Like it what you want. That's just where it dies down.
You can't come up right now, Robert. I'm trying to bring you in. And
Robert's been having issues all day. Like I had him and it drops him down.
Get rid of Pete. Get Pete up out of here. Get that nigga up out of here and then bring him up. If you need a spot.
See, now he's telling Batman how to do his show. I'm just like,
Oh man, EM, you're gatekeeping EM.
Go fuck yourself, Cap.
Gatekeeping EM.
Pussy boy.
Hell yeah, goddammit. I'm owning that shit right now. Hell yeah, I'm gatekeeper right now, goddammit. He ain't finna ruin my goddamn break. He ain't finna ruin my goddamn break right now.
Let me ask you a question.
What is the allegation you're making towards the end that you want me to ask Larry? What is it? What were you saying that somebody told Larry to gatekeep? Basically, is that what you're saying, Pete?
Bro, EM is on all the shows, bro. Look at what he just said right now. I don't care about
I'm about to ask Larry.
What he just said right now.
I'm about to ask Larry.
What?
He's been on TF and all the shows telling, don't let Pete up. He brings no value. He knows that shit out there. Go up.
Bro, no. Cap, no trolling aside, bro. No trolling aside. Have I ever reached out to you and told you and try to dictate who comes and goes on your platform? All I did was offer a suggestion about why people bring Pete up on platform, because it brings down the quality of the overall presentation.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Validate that for me real quick.
There's only been one person that's tried to tell people on my program what to do or who to come around or what they should do and how to act, and that's CB83. That's it. It's the only person. He's never reached out to me personally, though.
Bro, I mean, like, who would do that? Like, what grown man?
I don't care what you got to say, bro. You can say whatever you want. No, you know. Between me and you know I know the truth. So I don't care. Just change the truth.
Okay, Pete.
Cowboys are wildin' today, bro.
Pete, I admit it.
Yeah, we are.
As a man, know the fucking truth.
All right, man. Okay. Go get your boy. Hey, Batman, on your own time, bro. Go reach out to your boy Larry, bro, and ask him about this dumb shit this nigga up here is saying right now.
What you say, bro? Look, at the end of the day, check this out. Me and you.
What is going on right now?
And me and you are both gonna know.
Ian, you blackballed Pete?
That's all that matters. You could have.
No, he blackballed himself, bro. He blackballed
I'm getting.
himself. He's done a
This moment
job
sucks.
over the
Fuck
years.
this moment.
He
Fuck this
blackballed
moment.
himself.
Oh yeah.
Emmett Sheehan, suck a dick, faggot. Go fuck yourself.
Are you done fighting, guys? No, Mo.
You'll never catch me telling somebody privately or going on somebody's show saying, "Oh man, don't let this guy up."
Do I gotta come up here? Do I have to come up here?
Hey, real quick before we get any further, can we address what he's saying so we can finally get him to shut the fuck up? Can we get a quick poll in the chat, or to the speakers as well as anybody in the chat? Does Pete bring any type of value, any level of value to any platform?
Yes, he brings up the comment. I like the comment.
No. I'm talking about value is substance. Value means substance, right? Has Pete ever, his takes, anything he's ever projected about the team, has he ever educated anybody? Has he ever been, anything come out of his mouth, been anything remotely insightful? Anything of that nature. I'm not talking about trolling and laughing and all that nonsense. That's counterproductive. I'm talking about value. Has Pete anything, right? When you think of Pete, does value come to your mind? I pose that question to everybody.
I love Pete, not gonna lie, Ian. I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, me too.
I find it.
You like, no, y'all like laughing at Pete. You like laughing at Pete.
I like it.
Hey, I'm trying to help.
I mean, I did win some money. I did win some money playing one of his fantasy lineups, but there was some value there.
He does have some good fantasy football picks. I'll give him that if you want to put value in that.
And I know we didn't turn it up last year, Color, but this year we gotta find the way for sure. You know what I'm saying? Even if I have to stay up late to talk with you late night football on your show, I'll talk with you.
Hey, Pete, how come you don't do the fantasy show anymore? You wanted to do that. You talked to me like a couple years back.
Hey, I want to say something. Can I say something?
I don't really be having like.
I want to say something outside of listen. if he doesn't start bringing up Tua's talk, outside of the Tua talk, I've heard Pete say a lot of good football takes on defense, offensive line, and things of that nature. But I hate it when he brings it back to Tua. But outside of that, I think he does know.
Nobody should hate it.
But hang on, Shay, because Pete said today Tyreek to get suspended. What are you saying?
No, I'm just bringing up tidbits of
But what did I say before that? God forbid, though, right, Batman?
Yeah, I want to see Tyreek get suspended so he can go real Tua.
I said, God forbid, nothing happens and the video doesn't drop. But if the video drops, I see him a minimum of 4 games being suspended. No, that's how I said it. Remember that.
But you said because you want to see the real Tua. That's why you said.
Again, that's what I said. And that's what I said. Anything outside that has nothing to do with Tua, I like his takes. That has nothing to do with Tua. What you just mentioned had something. It came back to Tua, so that's why I discounted.
Okay, I get you.
Just like you guys were sitting here begging me during Tua's MVP little conversation run, and I just, oh, he had this pass, but what about this? I just kept questioning ball placement. You guys got mad. Oh, you don't praise Tua, you're not a Dolphin fan. No, I literally told you guys, these are the things I expect Darrell Bevel to sit here and question as well. We won the game, great, but at the same time, the ball placement needs to be better.
All right, but let me ask you a question, Pete, because this is rubbing a lot of us the wrong way. And it wasn't so much that the whole thing with the Tua.
It's not just the Tua stuff. This Buffalo and Jets dick ride that's been weird lately.
It's every fucking thing. They being nice. They being generous right now. It's every fucking thing.
Yeah, they're really nice.
Hold on. You telling me I left 2 hours ago and y'all still playing Ask Pete?
Pete. Lately, like the other day, we're arguing with Mark from Bill's Mafia. We cooked Mark. We put him on a rotisserie. We slow cooked him. He left. He got mad. You dropped out to make space for Mark, and you dropped the link for Mark because you wanted Mark to come on a Dolphins platform. Lately, you've been bashing. I've been told by many that you've been bashing our Miami Dolphins, not mine, ours, including you. You've been bashing our Miami Dolphins on other Jets and Bills spaces. I don't know if it's true, but that's what I've been told, Pete. So my question to you is, Pete, do you rather see the Dolphins fail to prove your point on Tua and hype up all these other bandwagon fans from other?
Man, you really got to answer that question, bro. You really got to answer that question. I don't think that's up for debate.
One though, Batman.
A lot of us are pissed off by that. That's why.
That's like 3 questions in one. That's like 3 questions in one at a time. What happened? What was the first question?
Why do you keep hyping these Bills and Jets fans? Why do you keep giving them ammo? The same stuff that they told Mr. Negative not to do.
Hyping up the Bills and Jet fans?
Yes, you're giving them false narratives on the Dolphins to hype them up for what? For what, Pete? If you're a Dolphin fan, at the end of the day, you're a Dolphin fan.
Because I talk about the way that I view the team. And I predict and project the way the season might end. You guys don't like that? I don't see us as division winners right now with Tua. I got the Jets winning the division. The Jets want to be happy. Jet fans want to be happy. Well, let them be happy. They deserve it. They got Aaron Rodgers. We botched the quarterback trade. That's our fault. I'm mad as a fan. I have to say that. But the reality, I think that.
Man, you really needed to ask that question, bro. Is that really up? I mean, I think the answer to that question has been well established a long time ago, bro.
No, but we've been wanting answers from Pete for a while. That's not the question.
Batman, the truth is, you know the answers. Y'all just like giving Pete the benefit of the doubt because y'all like Pete. And I don't dislike Pete, but y'all be giving him the benefit of the doubt on these takes and this bullshit. And you know it's bullshit.
Listen, this is how you spot all of these people that are, you know how you can spot these individuals that
you guys
completely.
Because you guys got the Dolphins win.
Hang on, let me talk. I'm talking right now, Pete. So this is how you spot these frauds in the community, whether or not they are true Dolphin fans or not. And it could be on platform or off. I don't give a fuck. When you see individuals like Pete as well as others, right? This is the perfect illustration. After the playoff game last year, right? Everybody talked about, and this is immediately after we lost to Buffalo. Everybody, a lot of the Tua haters, right? A lot of the people that were pushing for Skyler. The first thing they brought up was the drops. Was the biggest reason. Well, if they hadn't dropped those 3 or 4 balls, Skyler's numbers would have been better. We probably would have won the game. Okay, that's fine. We can debate that or whatever. I'll concede that. But here's the flip side to that is our receiving group did not just wait until that playoff game to stop dropping fucking footballs. They've been dropping them all year. So when they dropped it for Tua, right, when we had key drops in other games over the course of the season, they did it for Tua. They never gave him the benefit of the doubt. They never said one thing. Well, damn, if we'd have had those drops, if they would have, completed those catches and they weren't drops, oh well, damn, Tua's numbers would have been better. That could have influenced the outcome of the football game. They hold Tua to a different standard. They give Skyler the benefit of the doubt, but they don't do it for Tua. So that's how you spot these idiots, the ones that they highlight everything negative about Tua, but when Tua does something positive, you never hear them with that same level of, adulation and appreciation for the quarterback play. That's how you spot these frauds. They are completely against Tua. It's personal, right? It's completely personal. Nothing film-based, nothing analytical. That's how you spot these frauds like Pete. They're not Dolphin fans because at the end of the day, whether you agree with Tua being a long-term solution or not, I think we all, if we're true Dolphin fans, we're rooting for a consistent play at that position because that would 9 times out of 10, that means our team is performing well. So, but again, that's how you fraud these frauds like Pete. That's how you spot out and weed out them frauds like Pete.
Look at it from an evaluation standpoint. It's not my fault. You're just a fanboy.
Anybody can feel free to chime in. I mean, anybody can feel free to chime in.
I don't really disagree with nothing you said.
Hey, Mr. Negative, I'm looking at that thread. It is blowing up. I can't believe Doc is willing to die on that sword. It is what it is.
Listen, that's fine. Everyone's got their opinion. It's fine. I just say no worries. We agree to disagree, and that's how it goes. I have my concerns. He doesn't have the same concerns. It's all good. I'm not gonna argue this over and over again. I've been arguing it for years. It's a waste of time. We'll see what happens. Time will tell what happens with Tua. I'm not a long-term believer, but I'm a Dolphins fan. I have to put up with Tua being here. It's not my choice in quarterback, but I don't make those decisions. But I just wanted to say, I just wanted to.
Mr. Negative, let me pose this question to you. Now I know you are viewed as in a community. You're viewed as in a community as an individual that might not be as high on Tua as others, right? Is that correct? Okay. So, but my question, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like I just said, you can have reservations about Tua. I got some reservations about Tua long term, especially considering with durability. But at the end of the day, when are you, and I'm asking you specifically, right? When Tua plays well, right? Do you have the same level of, and I mean publicly, do you give him the credit he deserves when he plays? Is your voice as loud when he plays well, right? Is it just as loud as when he plays bad?
I'll give you an example. So the Baltimore game, right? So I was taking just heat like nobody's business after that game because again, I have been skeptical about Tua, and I gave him his props after that game. Guys came from my head, wanting me and giving my opinion about Tua, and I said, listen, there's a lot of things he proved to me in that game that I didn't think he could do, and I gave him his props. I gave him his flowers in that game. And again, but then I also see one of my biggest concerns is the inconsistencies of Tua, and it's still there because and
there is nothing wrong with that. That is perfect.
Fucking bullshit.
My original point was with Pete, and again, I think that we're all Dolphin fans. Again, some of us like Tua, some of us don't like Tua, and it's not hating the man. I'm sure Pete doesn't sit there and say, well, if I ever beat Tua in an alley or
no. I've heard Tua. I've heard Pete as well as others say publicly I cannot stand this man. If that don't make it, how can you get more personal than that?
You want to hear it? I can't stand that he's our quarterback right now. When I know
two of the person, he doesn't have a problem with two of the person. Why would
No. You can try to walk that back if you want to. You can try to walk that back if you want to. But I've heard him multiple times, as well as others, right, publicly say, I can't stand this man.
That's the quarterback of the Dolphins. That's probably why.
What the fuck? Mo Salah is rumored to go to Saudi Arabia? What the fuck?
Are you not listening to Pete? It's completely personal with him. Like, have you never listened to him before?
Because he doesn't believe the negative.
And shook
it. He never will.
No, it's personal. It's personal.
It's completely personal, bro.
Everybody can see it except for you, Mr. Negative. Here's the thing, Mr. Negative. I don't even think it's personal with you. I don't even think it's personal with you, Mr. Negative. With Pete, it's personal.
Why is it personal with Pete? Please explain.
Hey, man, I guess I can't hear everybody. I'm gonna drop out and come right back. All right, Louis.
I'm not saying it's not personal with people.
It's personal. How do I know it's personal? Because his criticism knows no bounds. He will go to any length to discredit and not credit. What did you just say about after the? No, Mr. Negative. I'm sorry to cut you off, but tell me what you just said about what you said after the Baltimore game. Hush, Pete. What did you say, Mr. Negative, after the Baltimore game? What did you say after the Baltimore game?
Well, he proved a lot of things.
You know what Pete said? He didn't play well. He got lucky. Come on, Mr. Negative. That's personal. It's bullshit.
Hey,
Mr. Negative. Mr. Negative.
Wait a minute, though. Crypto said the same thing, but he don't take that heat.
It's personal for Crypto, too. It's personal for Crypto, too, if he's saying that.
Damn. Hold on, Crypto.
Damn, Crypto.
That's not what I said. Crypto repeated at the top of his lungs when it was a defensive collapse.
it was an out-of-body experience. That's
no, it was a defensive collapse.
Crypto.
That's what Crypto said. It was a defensive collapse.
It was referenced that one game. It had nothing to do with the remaining games.
I'm not trying to throw you under the bus, Crypto. I'm just trying to illustrate that day to day people have different opinions.
He talks your ass completely under the bus, Crypto. That's
hey,
over your ass.
Color, day to day.
Hang on. Crypto didn't say Tua got lucky. Crypto said that it was John Harbaugh that lost that game. Am I right, Crypto? Is that what you said?
Exactly, Batman. That's exactly what I said. I didn't have the context.
Let me ask you this, Crypto, real quick. Let's address
that. It had nothing to do with luck. It had to combine with Tua's performance.
Let's address that. Let's address the comment you made about John Harbaugh. It was a collapse by the coach. Can you detail that for us? Can you expand on that for us?
He already has. It's not like this is a revelation, bro. He said it repeatedly.
Yeah, I said it repeatedly. Yes. When it came to Harbaugh specifically, when you got the best field goal kicker in the history of the game, and you got a fourth down chip shot field goal, all you need was an extra 9 points, and that guarantees the victory. That's all I said.
Oh, okay. Well,
The hateration and holleration is crazy.
I've never heard your explanation behind that. I thought you were going to go in I thought you maybe was going in a different direction, but I stand corrected.
No. That was the context of why I said that. It was on Harbaugh. I wasn't discounting Tua. Tua did what he did, walked through the door that Harbaugh opened for him.
Well, again,
He gets the credit for it.
This is why I wasn't trying to throw him under the bus. The context is in the public space. It's out there. We had several shows on
but your point is still null and void because we're talking about Pete. You just said you can change your opinion based on different data. Pete doesn't do that. Pete literally doesn't do that. He doesn't change his opinion. His opinion stays the same no matter what information is presented.
Fair enough. I was only pointing out the double standard that nobody railed on Crypto. They let him have his opinion, and it was a fair opinion.
I went off on Crypto.
I railed on Crypto, Cole. How about that?
Context that I gave.
Because Batman is right. I did say a lucky game. But isn't that the same thing like Crypto and Color is pointing out of saying that he had an out-of-body experience?
Out-of-body experience had nothing to do with luck. People have out-of-body experience.
Michael Jordan had an out-of-body experience when he hit 9 threes in that
finals game.
Finals game.
Yes.
You know what?
It happens. It has nothing to do with luck.
To me, means your luck. I compare them in both. So that's just my definition of it. So you can accept it the way you want to accept it. I don't care what the dictionary says to me right now. Ain't no quarterback. How come he didn't have no more out-of-body experiences? And you're also clipped up there, Crypto, saying he might only have one more of those.
Look, guys, I was only trying to point out that if we're going to go, I was only trying to point out.
I don't think anybody expects
That's
Tua
not
to
luck.
win.
It wasn't like the balls was.
To address his comment about Tua did not have another out-of-body experience for the season, I personally think that Cleveland game was an out-of-body experience for Tua. I think that was his best game he played, most efficient game he played all year, most impactful game he played all year.
Tua staring down the barrel at the same situation and trying to, bro, he only has 2 games left to figure it out. And I think if he doesn't play these 2 games, Tua staring down the barrel at the same situation and trying to, bro, he only has 2 games left to figure it out. And I think if he doesn't play these 2 games, then he probably won't end up being our quarterback next year. Because that's a hard pill to swallow when you're out, 5 games in a season and you lose, 5 of the ones that you play, 4 of the ones that you play. It's just tough, man. It's tough. So, and yeah, man, the fans do want to have gone now, but as of right now, man, it's just hard to see. Like, I'm looking at the end of the tunnel, and I don't see Tua taking us to the promised land. Like, just seems like he's not doing a good job of reading what he's getting and making it. Look, Tua's
Thank you.
What are we talking?
We're protesting everything. We're angry and we're not going to take it anymore. We're protesting. Thank you.
What are we talking?
We're protesting everything. We're angry and we're not going to take it anymore.
Sometimes you feel like there's no hope left in the world, and then you see something like this, and you go like, you know what? We're gonna be okay. We're gonna fucking be okay.
White crystal substance, probably gonna be methamphetamine, but we will test it just to make sure.
That's salt?
Good.
Swear to God, it's salt.
Okay, we'll figure it out in a second. That is, who would keep salt in a bag like that? Yeah, that consistency is definitely salt. That's clear, right? Yes. That is the first time I've ever seen anything like that. I am still confused as to why you keep a bag of salt tied up like that in your sunglass holder.
I keep it convenient to put it in my beer to drink it. I pour it in a cup of ice with salt.
Wait, Chris.
I think the returning your shopping cart test is way overblown. I think that's crazy. The people that think that determines whether you're a good person or not, I think yes, it determines whether or not you I think it determines if you go the extra mile for other people. I don't think it determines anything. I won't date somebody. I won't talk to someone. That is so overblown. That's the new. That doesn't bother me one bit. I don't think that's I wouldn't actually. Yeah. Just when I see the guy collecting them and it's he grabs them from the thing and then he grabs one over there. I'm I don't even think he cares. Yeah. I don't even think the guy who you think you're affecting cares, let alone random people.
You were an average shooter in your career, right? Because it's hard to do. It's so hard, right? That's why you just.
Is that a serious question?
You had a hard time.
Oh, chat.
¿Crees que la sabiduría es un arma poderosa? Aquí tenemos munición de sobra.
Everybody, good evening and welcome to the United Stand. It's the Friday night show and we're going to hit it straight from the start because we do have a bit of an update on the sale of Manchester United. Also, Mason Mount, imminent, deal done, here we go. It's basically done. We'll talk about that in a moment, but Mason Mount will be a Manchester United player very, very, very soon. Also, is Garnacho going to be Manchester United's new number 7? We'll talk about that as well. Plus, it's Friday night, kick back, have a drink, doesn't matter whether it's alcoholic or not, have a few snacks, we're having a good time, it's relaxed
Drop,
time.
drop.
Night show. Or so you thought, because we're actually going to start off with something that might raise your blood pressure a little bit, because the Glazers are still entertaining bids from prospective buyers. We are not in a position where some people last week said they've got a really good source and it's deal done, and it's not deal done, because publicly, privately and officially the doors are still open to Sir Jim and anyone else that wants to put a bid in, and that's where we are with Manchester United. So look, let's get straight into this, but first of all, I want to just say this. The date today is the 23rd of June. And Schumacher, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Got a message for the members actually in a minute. Hi Mark, keep up the good work, says Lee. It's the 23rd of June. The sale of Manchester United, or prospective sale, or whatever you want to call it, was announced in late November. It's the 23rd of June. I expected the sale process to take at least 6 months. But I expected them to have announced a sale.
Come on, pussy.
We are 6 months later, and we do not know who's buying Manchester United. That is ridiculous. I was looking at the date today, the 23rd of June, and it will be the end of June in a week. And we will not know who United's new owners are going to be. And at the end of June, the transfer window's well and truly open. You know, a lot of deals have been done. And we won't have a new owner. And we won't have a new owner when we go on tour. It just simply cannot happen. We will not have a new owner when we go on tour. We will most likely not have a new owner when we play the first game of the season against Wolves. And there is a chance we will not have a new owner when the transfer window closes. This is absolutely abysmal. Disgusting, disgraceful, incompetent, ridiculous, greedy, mercenary bastards. It's absolutely disgusting. It really is. That on the 23rd of June, in the middle of a very, very important transfer window, Manchester United are still locked into the same conversations they were having in January. Do we want Alfani? Do we want Sir Jim? Do we want a little bit more money? And that's literally where we're at. I know there's this comments coming out from Reuters about the Glazers will still entertain 11th hour bids from Alfani and from Sir Jim. They also said that at the moment, on paper, it looks like Qatar are slightly ahead. But that's where we were a week ago. That's what the share price was all about. That's why Qatar were trying to get exclusivity. There is no breaking news this Friday night, because unfortunately it's exactly where many of you feared it would be. There is no breaking news. There is no new news. Not going to lie, feel so flat now after this news, says Chris. But it's not new news. Lachlan, welcome to the Members Club. This is not new news. This is where we're at. We've been talking about this for a long time. The door has been open for 6 months and it's still open now. The Glazers are still welcoming and encouraging new bids. Last 2 weeks ago, probably to the day, Alfani put his 5th bid in. And that bid was very competitive, and it's put him ahead of Sir Jim. But 4 weeks ago, Sir Jim was winning. What's stopping Sir Jim putting another bid in at any moment, putting himself back in the front? And then what stops Alfani putting a bid in 2 weeks' time to put himself back in the front? All we know is that at the moment, Qatar is slightly ahead, and Alfani is trying to get the Glazers to work exclusively on his bid, so that no more bids can come in. But at the moment, the Glazers will not do that, and are still saying to Sir Jim, the door's open for another bid. That is where we are. You might not like it, you might feel Qatari, you might like Sir Jim, you might think we're close to the end. I would say to you, what are you drinking that you think we're close to the end? Is it just a hunch? Is it because somebody's told you they've got a source? I mean, as for these sources, I hoped they were right last week. But let's be honest, on these sources telling people that the deal's done. I felt we were moving towards something last week. There was enough reports. I thought the share price was indicative, but I didn't say it was deal done. I felt we were heading towards that, but I didn't say, oh, there's a source or this, that, and the other. Because there is no source. This is not transfer news. This is a business deal with NDAs and an owner. Follow the Glazers. If you're worried about a crap transfer window, you're probably right. If you think the Glazers are greedy and they're going to play Alfani against the Gym, you're right. We are not there yet, and that is where we are. If we sign Hoyland, have you thought about getting him on the show and doing an interview with him, considering he follows you and knows who you are? Is that correct? I know. There's a few United players who know who I am and talk to me, but I don't think they'll come on and do an interview. I'll console myself with a jar of mayo. Sometimes I like to eat it like yogurt, says Rory. Oh dear. Currently having a KFC while the Glazers are on coke, says Taco. And it sounds like what Ben Jacobs said about the deal being far from...
Well, why are you going to be a pussy center fielder?
Insulted and would apologise to Stephen. Very, very true. Very, very true. Stephen, actually, you know, I had Ben Jacobs on the show, and he was saying it wasn't close, and people were getting pissed off with him, and, you know, he was right. He was right. But none of us like that news, do we? None of us like the delay news. But, Mark, you said it will be sold this week. You're a joke, says Shane. No, I didn't. And, if I did say that, Shane, I would have said it was a prediction and a hunch. I've never said I've got an inside source on this because I haven't.
Finally.
It's a lie, and I don't need to pretend, and I don't need to, you know, pretend I've got an insider on this deal so that if I do guess correctly, I can go agent bridge. You know, I don't do that. I have information on transfers and players, but I don't have information on this sale other than what I get told from journalists and what I read and what comes out from the club. And I'll tell you officially from Manchester United Football Club. Do you want to know the official line from Manchester United on the sale? Do you want to know the official line from our football club that they are officially putting out there? Man United's official line is, nothing to report at the moment. The process is still ongoing and open.
How do we stuff Reese's peanut butter, pretzels, caramel, peanuts, and chocolate into Reese's Take 5? Wait a minute. How do we do it?
I'm tired of being left off company email. Did someone tell me how we do it? Reese's.
Who you talking to today was inside a 400-pound person. So every day I'm like, I want to be this person, I want to be here. But I'm making these decisions that's keeping me...
There you go. Hi Mark, on yesterday's discussion, renew owners influencing transfers, there are antitrust laws that would prevent them from doing so, even if the Glazers were open to it. Yeah, they can't do it, Carl. You're absolutely correct. Lee, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. A little off topic, but Ten Hag has to take the blame for downplaying the treble and saving our club legacy. We need to talk about it, says Prince. I think we spoke about it at the time, Prince. I don't think we need to go back talking about the treble. It's gone. It's happened. There we go. Why wants a membership? Can I just say about the members section, some of you might be aware already, a couple of weeks ago we were in Dublin, we did a live show. The first half of that live show went up on the members section a couple of weeks ago. The second half, after the interval, the second hour of that Dublin show is now live on the channel on the members section. So give it a watch tonight or over the weekend. I watched it myself before I put it up. It was nice to listen back to it. It's there. If you're a member, you can see it on the members section. If you want to become a member, click the members section. Right, let's talk about Mason Mount. I will be going back to your questions because it's a Friday night, but let me just talk to you about Mason Mount. Where are we with Mason Mount? Well, I put a tweet out at about 4 o'clock today with a tick and a picture of Mason Mount in a Manchester United shirt. On transfers, it's a lot easier to get information, like NDAs, business, impact on share price. I'm sorry, there ain't somebody close to Sir Jim who's ringing up Gary Neville and saying, Gary, it's done. It's just not happening. That's just not happening. But somebody might ring Gary up who's an ex-England player and say, Gary, that this deal's going to happen. On transfers, you can get hold of information. Where we are with Mason Mount, Kevin says, will the bank seriously let him take out more loans to acquire the club? Says Kevin. Glazers are just boring now. Hope you're well, Marks. It's Tumbleweed. Thank you very much, mate. And I'm one of those who scratch their heads trying to figure out how they build the pyramids, but I don't think we'll ever know the sale tactics, as Elliot. And Mojo's just gifted 10 memberships. What a absolute legend Mojo is. So, in relation to... let me just get rid of Jen. There you go. There you go. So Jamie said, I'm unsubscribing, it's a misleading channel. Jamie's a bit thick, unfortunately. So, misleading channel. Glazers want more bids. Mount deal tonight, question mark. Yeah, Jamie. Piss off and watch Glastonbury, you brats. What unfortunately. So, misleading channel. Glazers want more bids. Mount deal tonight, question mark. Yeah, Jamie. Piss off and watch Glastonbury, you brats. What are you talking about? Misleading. We literally react to the news every show virtually, Jamie. It comes in from what you can read elsewhere. Not bad, piss off. Friday night, I can say what I like. Bye-bye, Jamie. Go and find something that's a little bit more to your intellectual level. I would start with Spot the Dog. Three words per page, pictures of dogs pushing balls about, words like the, and, you know, you'll be well happy with that. Anyway, let's move on. Mason Mount. This deal could have happened today. Mason Mount could have happened today. I think I put it on... I get confused. I think I put it on Twitter. This deal could happen... It still could happen today. We could get a here we go tonight, but it's really, really close. You don't need me to tell you that anyway, but this morning when I said on Twitter the Mason Mount deal could happen today, that's because I was told this deal, you know, Chelsea are talking about this deal tonight. Personal terms are done. Mason Mount is done at Chelsea. Chelsea know he's done. He will not sign a new contract. He'll be a contract rebel. They've got to let him go. They've got to accept it. Man United have put a bid in of 50 plus 5 or 55 plus 6, 55 plus 5, one of the two. And Chelsea actually rejected our first two bids. This bid they're contemplating. There is an expectation that they will accept this bid, or if they don't accept this bid, there'll be one more round. I'd be very surprised if we come out, unless they're going to take the weekend off, and I don't know why they would.
Chat, I'm gonna BRB.
Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to get a deal.
Where's Wrexham? We might do that tonight.
Gareth says the sale of Manchester United is a circus, signing players is a circus, and the Glazers are clown. It's all quite fitting, really. Good, Gareth. Thank you very much. The Glazers won't sell until there's 6 billion plus on the table, Mark, says Danny. So yeah, how are you feeling about the Mason Mount deal? I think we have to accept that it's going to happen. I say that like I'm bothered. No, look, I told you this before. In relation to Mason Mount, a few years ago, I just didn't get it. And then I started watching Chelsea a bit when they were decent. And I thought, you know what, actually, he's a good player. He is a good player. And I never thought we'd see him at Man United. I've got to say I was shocked when Ten Hag went in for him. And he wouldn't be my pick, I'll be absolutely honest. And I don't think he'd be a lot of your picks. But I'm not on the page of the people who don't like Mason Mount and think it's a bad deal. I have seen a few people be quite vocal about it. I respect those people, but I disagree. I think Mason Mount offers something that Ten Hag really likes, that maybe many of us haven't seen yet. Certainly we haven't seen it in the last season because he wasn't very good. So this is a player that Eric Ten Hag really wants. He is a numero 1
fucking pussy
target in a position, and I think if United get it done, which I'm sure they're going to now, it must be applauded, and then the pressure goes to the player and Ten Hag. They have to deliver. all I can say, and many of you said it as well, is that the manager must be given their first choices. And in Mason Mount, he's getting his first choice, whether you like it or not. I wish we could have gone for Sabozley over Mount, says Dexter. And hey Mark, can you call big United fans to increase response to the delays, pundits, etc., says Massacre. Can Qatar buy the other 30% of shares to put pressure on the Glazers, says Amarin. I think you're getting creative in a way that, you know.
Someone sits down next to you in a 5-hour flight. Your worst nightmare is that they're wearing
Axe body spray. Axe don't typically like guard sprays. I do not know who's paying you right now to be here.
Wow. I don't think that will help. I think we have to trust Erik ten Hag, as Mount seems to be his first choice midfielder. I back the manager, says Dasbo. And it's looking like Mount's going to be the only signing on the tour. I was actually considering going to one of the games, but not anymore. I'll check NUTV, says Aaron. Well, no, Aaron. Again, I mean, look, you may have guessed right, but I actually do disagree with you there. I think there's a very big chance that we'll have more signings than that. Rory says, if Chelsea reject this offer, would you walk? You can't continually creep up by 5 million every time. If it's rejected, I'd walk if they reject, says Rory. Good point. Good point. I think this bid's around 55, and I don't think we can go any higher than that. So I would walk, Rory, yes. But whether United would walk or not, I don't know. I would walk, yeah. I think if this gets rejected, there'll be a long delay, because I think United will say they're going to walk, and Chelsea and Man United might get back around the table for a little bit. Chelsea need to move on with their season. Man United need to move on with theirs, and so does Mason Mount. So I think Chelsea will accept this, and I think the only delay will be if Chelsea say, let's think about it over the weekend and come back next week. Ultimately, I think they could decide tonight, and it'll be announced later tonight or tomorrow. Do you think Mason Mount could be Erik ten Hag's first mistake as a manager? What's your percentage that you think he'll be a success? It's only Pokemon. We need a sale, please. You're a big influencer, even if people disagree, says Massacre. What do you want me to do, Massacre? I don't know what you want to do. Energy Ninja, welcome to the Members Club. And should we just forfeit the first half of the season if there are no new owners? Also, is Mount really a priority if there's no ownership change? I feel we should prioritise the striker over him, says Marshall. Look, for whatever reason, we prioritise Mason Mount. You can do that. We got Dan James first one summer. He wasn't the number one signing. For whatever reason, we've moved on Mason Mount really quickly. It's a good question. Is Mason Mount the number one target? It can't be really, but we have gone for him first, and that could be for a multitude of reasons.
Are you doing the showdown next? You bet, yeah. We'll be doing rank tonight. Debating tonight or tomorrow, but we'll see.
Doesn't have a 70% success rate for transfers. It's universally accepted that any manager, from Pep Guardiola to Sam Allardyce, if you've got a 70% hit rate with transfers, you're doing a very good job. It's not, nobody gets near 80 or 90, it just doesn't happen. So at some point, Ten Hag will make mistakes on signings, of course he will, and that's why you need a lot of them. Pep Guardiola had more goalkeepers and right backs before he got to the one he wanted. That's why small business aren't a good idea, because he's got to be allowed to make mistakes as well. Now, whether he'll be allowed to make mistakes by you or the media is a different thing, because, as I've said many times, it feels like there isn't that patience with Ten Hag because the media never wants him. But he will make mistakes. Mason might be an average signing, he might be a bad signing, he might be a brilliant signing. Of course there will be mistakes. If you don't think he's going to make bad buys, you're a fool. If he gets Mason Mount, Rabiot, Højlund, Onana, and the Monaco centre-back, two of them probably flop. Just by the laws of percentages. So, yeah, look, he's had a really good first season. Ericsson did well, Malacia's developing well, Casemiro's been brilliant, Anthony's doing okay, and Martinez has done brilliant. I don't think you should ever judge a signing until 2 years in anyway, because I remember with Mourinho, Pogba, Bailly, Zlatan, even Mkhitaryan looked good after year one. By the end of year two, all of them were flops or gone. So you judge a transfer after 2 years anyway. But yeah, look, Mason Mount, I think a lot of people think this might be a mistake by Erik ten Hag. It could be an absolute super signing. I just don't understand how a midfield of Casemiro, Mount and Bruno can work. And if Mount isn't a starter, we shouldn't be spending 60 million on him, says HK Music. David, welcome to Members Club. And do you think Erik ten Hag prioritising Mount means he has finally accepted De Jong is never leaving? Latest on Onana and Højlund, club sale is so frustrating, so sad. Sorry, not sad. It's Sid. It's sad Sid. And again, another good question. Lee says United are arguing over 5 million. David Gleeson, welcome to Members Club. Chris says, do you think the sale has been delayed to get the current deals over the line first? Once we have rich owners, the price of our targets will go up. No, Chris, I don't. Jack says, I really hope we go all in for Nanana. After watching him in the final, I feel like he'll revolution our style of play. He's a very, very good player, very good. United are arguing over 5 million. The same 5 million we should have got by selling Ifel to a championship team instead of Utrecht. And Big Boy, welcome to Members Club, and that super chat was from Lee Berman. Also, it's very busy in the chat tonight. People need to understand that Erik ten Hag wants players that can play in multiple positions, like in Ajax. Mount would be a success, says Amit. And what if we start playing Bruno at the false nine? Then we could get Mount and Eriksen in the field. Either Bruno or Højlund would do well at the false nine. So Stephen, let's just remember, if Mount does flop, he would never have been the first choice for ten Hag. Just the Glazers hindering another manager. Shocking, says Logan. Also, I'm asking the union for United fans to object to the Glazers. I think you can do it, right? Massacre, that's a 20 quid super chat, and I'm just going to tell you now, you've spent 3 super chats saying nothing.
At Merrick, this real deboned beef goes from our kitchen to their.
Helping you. Like, there is already unified United against Glazers. What, we can't do anything, mate. Look, we can't protest because the season's not even on. We can't do anything more. Everybody hates the Glazers. Everybody wants the Glazers out. They're still here. We can't do anything. We've been trying for years. People have tried all sorts of things. We can't do anything. I'm actually excited to see Mount. He had one off year. Remember, Rashford could be a masterstroke by ten Hag as relaxing station. And also, Andrew Fletcher has been a member for 10 months. Thank you, Andrew. Look.
Fuck me, I'm a pussy fucker. When are you doing Wrexham again? Maybe tonight. We'll see.
I don't like it at all. I think in certain home games, absolutely fine. But when you go away from home and you play at Anfield, or you play at the Etihad, or Newcastle, or the Emirates, or even Brighton, you will get your arse kicked. Mason Mount and Bruno Fernandes are not defensively good enough when you're up against it. If you want to press from the front and keep them in their own half, absolutely fine. But when you go to Anfield, you're not dominating possession. You're not dominating possession against the Etihad. You're going to counter. And when you've got Mount and Bruno in a midfield 3 where you're trying to counter, they're not defensively solid enough. So we have to bring another midfielder. We have to. Whether it's Declan Rice, whether it's Rabiot, whoever, it's got to be a defensive-minded midfielder. I don't think this Mount, Bruno and Casemiro thing will work, and I would hope that Erik ten Hag has learned that lesson from last year, because they're a holding midfielder. It won't work. Also...
Yeah, fuck you, pussy. Walk off home run for Jordan Westberg.
Shareholders meeting in New York, the minority shareholders will hopefully make it clear to the Glazers that they need to sell now. Could be a very important meeting, Lenny. And Connor says, Mark, is the Mount signing the end for Eriksen? No, not at all. What the Mason Mount signing does is push Eriksen to a role that he probably should be playing now at a top club, which is a rotational role. He shouldn't be starting every single game in the midfield 2 with Casemiro. Eriksen, for me, I would like to see him playing more advanced. I've been rotating him with Bruno. We know he can do that number 8 role every now and again. I think Eriksen just becomes what's really important. You know, he becomes a player that is part of the squad. And I think that's what Erik ten Hag wants to have, options. Massacre says, I know I spent a lot, hope you can start a movement. Anyway, thoughts on Iqbal sale, thoughts on Hannibal's future. Thank you very much, mate. Thanks for your super chat. Well, Iqbal we've spoken about, he's gone, and Hannibal probably will go. And I spoke about this last night. Basically, Manchester United will not pick world-class players, will not promote youth players unless they're going to be world-class. Hi Mark, the missus is not happy you are once again on the TV, but I'm sure she will learn to love it, as I know I now love the United stances. Andrew, great stuff, Andrew. And I'm just glad we don't need to start Eriksen, says United Elijah. I still think Christian Eriksen's a good player for Man United. I thought he was absolutely dreadful at the end of the season. Pretty much came back from his injury and never played well again. Was abysmal in the FA Cup final. But I still like him, and I still think he's a really important player for us, and we shouldn't sleep on that. Joe says he becomes Mata, the bench option that will eventually wither away. And there's nothing wrong with that. You've got to have... Look, if Eriksen goes to bench, the bench gets stronger. We need a stronger bench. So, look, I think it's been so long since we've been in this position that some of our fans and some of our community always want to solve a problem.
What happens to Eriksen if we get Mason Mount? What will he do? Oh my God, somebody think of Eriksen.
And I'm like, look at Man City's bench. Look at Chelsea's bench. It's full of quality. Stick Eriksen on the bench. What if Martial's on the bench as well? Garnacho's on the bench. You know, Rabiot's on the bench. The Monaco centre-back's on the bench. Malasia's on the bench. We're building a good bench. And some of them will always be on the bench. Imagine how good the transfer windows would be if we had competent board and owners. This news is so boring, but what can we do, says Abraham? We can't do anything. We can't do anything. Let's move on from Mason Mount. We might come back to it. What is the situation with Mawani? Love the shows, as always. Thanks for the news, Sam. So Mawani's an Eintracht Frankfurt French forward. He's up for sale. He's always been in Ten Hag's. We've got a limited budget. We won't do that, I don't think. I would get both. I'd be over the moon with Mawani and Højlund. I think people forget that even if you've got Erling Haaland up front, even if you've got Lewandowski up front, they're not having a good game after 70 minutes. It's a good idea to be able to bring a different type of striker on. And I would love to have Højlund and Mawani at United. And I think Erik Ten Hag would quite like it as well. But has he got the money to do that? There are a few stories around Højlund that Atalanta wants £80 million. This is a crock of shit. It's not true. We can do a deal with Atalanta for Rasmus Højlund, and it will be somewhere around 60, 70 million. And it will include add-ons. We could do 40 plus 20. We could do 50 plus 20. And they will do it. We paid them stupid money for Ahmad, and there is this belief that we'll pay stupid money for Højlund. We won't do it. And they know they won't get away with that again. We can do a deal for Højlund. I don't know what we're doing around the striker at the moment. I know he wants to come to us, and I know Erik Ten Hag wants to. But
here we go.
Showtime.
I smell magic.
David De Gea was signing a new contract for 3 months, and now he's not. It's weird what United are doing at the moment, which is why I take some comfort in the fact that Mason Mount's about to sign, because I think if we waited another week, we'd be signing James Ward-Prowse instead. We're just all over the place at the moment. The FA Cup final was the last straw for me, says United Elijah. But I think Mount could be our Henderson-type signing. Hear his name, don't get excited that he's neat and tidy and works hard for the team, says Levi. At what point do you think the Glazers will have to face the music, the sale process, given the construction of the stadium and the training grounds and things? At no point. No point will the Glazers face the music, because they've been absolutely abysmal owners for nearly 20 years. Hi Mark, just want to know if you have given up on Sancho. No, I haven't, big boy. I haven't. I'm a fan of Sancho. I think it looks hard for him. Mark, is the Mount signing the end of Eriksen? We've done that one. I'll tell you what, Fennick's just gifted 5 memberships. You're a legend, Fennick. And I like Onana, but does he have the right mentality for United? I recall him failing a drug test during his Ajax days, to speak crazy. Mate, he's just been the star in the Champions League final. I think he's got the mentality. I'm absolutely baffled as to why we aren't going for Casida. Press resistant and can also play in a pivot with Casemiro in away games. By the way, I love United stand, says Atta. And I'm going to remain positive, even if Sir Jim Ratcliffe puts another United bid in. Sheikh Jim is not going to let Sir Jim get ahead. It's always the January window, says Nigel. I think that's, I know we've spoken about the sale, but I think that's a good point, Nigel. I think if Sir Jim puts another bid in, Albani will come back with another bid anyway, which will be music to the Glazers' ears, but I wouldn't. I think last week it was very exciting, and I still stand by it. What was coming out from credible outlets about exclusivity, the share price, it looked like something was going to happen. And I think what happened is Qatar wanted exclusivity, and the Glazers said no. And now that they've said no, it's gone back to where it was. I know the transfer window looks bleak, but players we are linked to is promising. Ten Hag, Mount and Arna, the strikers. What a great manager, says Brian. Gifted membership from Lee Berman, you're a legend, Lee. Anything you can do with your platform to push Glazers. Also, favourite academy players, bro. You did block me on Twitter, made me sad. I'm going to block you on here in a minute, Massacre, because you clearly don't watch. I want to be nice.
Ball. Did he go?
Hello Mark, thoughts on Garnacho getting the 7 shirt? We're going to talk about that next, Toro. Shahin says, do you think we should be more focused on players' ages? Ericsson played 1 season and people already talk about him being the next matter. Squad's getting old. I just want to say, age is but a number. You know, people want to sign Harry Kane and he's 30. So age is a number, and it depends how you look after yourself and your own body physics as to how long you can play for. Look at Modric. Ericsson should be able to play till he's 35. He's not particularly fast anyway. He's a finesse player. So Ericsson shouldn't be declining at 31. I'm sorry. Anyway, favourite academy players, says Massacre. Rabiot plus Mount plus Hoyland plus Ahmad plus goalkeeper. 8 out of 10 windows, says Kyle. Why are we signing Ahmad again? No, don't give Murta an idea. He'll bloody sign Ahmad from Sunderland and they'll keep quiet and we'll pay 30 million quid. We're not signing Ahmad. He already plays for us. United Elijah, welcome to Everton. You know what? I don't think I've said this before. You know Mason Mount? Is it bothering people with Mason Mount that he's a Chelsea player? I've never really thought about it, but you know when he starts scoring goals for United, he does bleed blue. He has been at Chelsea since he was a kid. You know, a lot of Chelsea fans are very surprised that he's leaving. Do you think that's a barrier? Which he will break through when he starts scoring goals, but you think psychologically for those fans that don't really want Mount, you think it's because he's a Chelsea player and he's, you know, Chelsea through and through, Chelsea boy. He's always loved that club. It's very surprising he's leaving actually, but you know maybe that's a bit of a problem for some people. But look, my antidote to that would be Robin van Persie. You know that he was a Man United player very very quickly, and he wasn't an Arsenal player anymore. Will United still be a publicly traded club after the sale, says Brandon? Don't think so. And if we don't win the league in 2-3 seasons, do you think Bruno will leave us for Barcelona or Madrid to lead out? Do you think that Barcelona or Real Madrid would want Bruno now? Do you think he's at that level where they would want him? I mean, I'm just playing devil's advocate. You know. I don't know.
I didn't fucking swing. You're a pussy.
I don't typically like Robert's rudeness. It's a huge real world of emotions.
There's a guy on Twitter, we'll just give a shout out, at Patreon_MUFC, he's just bullet pointed the latest situation from the Reuters update. Sheikh Jazim bid is slightly ahead. All options are still on the table. All options are still being considered. We're still at status quo, which means we're still where we have been for a long time.
Oh my god.
Made their decision yet.
Dude, these moments are pissing me off.
All parties are still in the mix. Don't discount Sir Jim Ratcliffe's chances. Possibility of further bids which could change the equation. Talks are ongoing. We are heading towards the end game. It's 3-2 to Zim at the moment.
Are you gonna do events?
That's all coming in from...
We might do events tomorrow, BR Sunday, then ranked.
It's basically what I said at the start. It's basically what we've been talking
That's a fucking ball.
this week. I think last week, what was that? Yeah. Why do people keep nicking my ideas as well? I've heard loads of journalists. Remember when I said on Monday night last week when the share price shot up, and I said this latest bid, it's basically 2-0 to Qatar with 10 minutes to go. And now all you get is it's 3-2. It's 3-1. It's this, that, no. Everybody just keeps doing it. It's a football thing. That's our thing. We started it. Stop. Do a hockey score or cricket. You're not doing football scores. That was our idea. But you know what? It's interesting, isn't it? Because there is an update on the score. I think last week it was 2-0 with 10 minutes to go. And from where we are a week and a half later, I think it's fair to say that Sir Jim's pulled one back. I'd say it's 2-1, and we're heading into the last 5 minutes. So, yeah, the optimism and encouragement and excitement of a week and a half ago, you know, it has come back a little bit towards Sir Jim. Qatar is still 2-1 up, but I think the fact that the Glazers won't give them exclusivity just leaves the door open for another goal.
These cards suck.
And, it's just so bloody frustrating, isn't it? Eric Ten Hag loves Ericsson, you're all playing crazy watch, says Robert. Well, what's he going to do, Robert, then? I mean, Robert, we all love your insights, but just watch. What's he going to do with Ericsson, Bruno and Mount? He can't start them all. So we will watch. And you can't spend £60 million on a player that's going to be on the bench. United trade got suspended, win for us, we will win games, this massacre. After all this sale fiasco, messing with this transfer window, I can't imagine the backlash if Sir Jim ends up winning and helping the Glazers to stay and Roberto. Casemiro was a completely unexpected signing last season. Any shouts for a similar signing this season, says the most August Cesar. And how fast would we get the striker in after the Mount deal goes through, says Kevin. What a great question that is by Kevin, actually. And United, Elijah, we've welcomed you to the club. I think with once the Mason Mount deal gets done, the exciting thing for a lot of people is that we've got to move on to another deal, because we can't do more than one deal at a time. So where we go next must be the striker. Hoyland and Muani are both on holiday at the moment, and will be back in training with their teams in the second week of July. United go on tour third week of July. So we are still really 3.5, 4 weeks away from United going on tour. So if you did get Mason Mount done over the weekend.
What the fuck? Can you throw a good pitch, Severino? Fucking piss me off, you fucking dick.
There was somebody said that they live in the US and they were going to go to one of the games, but they're not going to bother because we won't have any new signings. Amongst the shits of the sale and the incompetence of the summer transfer window, I still do believe if you are going to watch games in America, you will see 2, probably 3 signings, maybe 4, but 3 I think you will see. If you want their names, no one's going to get this right, but if you want the names of the 3 players you'll see, Mason Mount, Rasmus Højlund and Rabiot. Because Rabiot has to make his decision in early July, because that's when he's free, and free agents don't wait till August. So if we're getting Rabiot, we'll have him in early July. You're going to get Mason Mount very, very soon, and the striker's got to be in, because Eric Ten Hag has said to the club, I have to have a striker on tour. We don't create enough chances. I need my wide players and my number 10 to learn to create for
Are you fucking kidding me?
I need that striker learning with them. So I think we'll have a striker on the tour. I think we'll have Mason Mount on the tour. And if we're getting Rabiot, he'll be on the tour as well. So you'll have 3. Don't you think it's 2-0 up that the Glazers are adding extra 10 minutes every time one scores? The CGI, I like that one. You could be right about that. Massacre Promotions is a member now. Rory says, what are your thoughts on Mount agreeing a 200k a week deal Chelsea offered? Also, if it is 50 plus 5, we've not overpaid, it's a good deal from United. As I said this morning, 200k a week for Mason Mount is probably what Chelsea were offering him. It's probably a little bit more than he's worth, but probably reasonable. And 50 million.
Why are you fucking throwing me, you fucking cunt?
With 1 year left, it's a reasonable deal. I don't think people have a problem with the wages or the fee. I think people have a problem that they don't really want Mason Mount, and also he's basically a Chelsea boy. And I think he can overcome those things. They're not my problems, by the way. I'm quite positive about it because it's what Erik Ten Hag wants.
Finally, we're done.
Sharing position with Eriksson or Bruno. Off the ball, what is his defensive disciplines? Is Christopher. Mason Mount at his best is a really intelligent passer and shooter, and probably passer and shooter as well. Look, he's very good in the transition. He's very good with the ball at his feet when you're attacking. He moves the ball very quickly. He can thread a pass, and he's also fantastically good in the press when you haven't got the ball. And he's very, very mobile. There's three things that Eriksson isn't. So I think Mason Mount's an upgrade on Eriksson in relation to his physicality and his speed across the ground.
Hey, bud. Wow. What's all this?
Why? It was too expensive, so I bought it here.
I go silent because I don't know where he's going to fit into the team. He might play him off the right. He might play him at 10. He might move Bruno to 8. He might play him at 8. I don't know how it will work. But Ten Hag clearly knows how it's going to work because he's prioritised the signing first. Where would you play? Where would Mason Mount play once signed to stay? Well, I think I just answered that. And just finished getting my tickets for Vegas. Going to stay with some friends and enjoy the game. Hopefully I see you there. Goodbye with this. Said, thank you very much, mate. And I know the reasons why Rabiot could be an option, but does he have the mindset? We often talk about the Erik Ten Hag needs his players to have to compete and succeed and possible. Look, if we go back to what we were talking about, that at some point Erik Ten Hag will buy people who flop. If I had to pick who would flop, who would be linked to strongly at the moment, I think Rabiot. I don't think he has performed anywhere in his career for more than a season. He's capable of. I thought he was fantastic in the World Cup. But I think there's big question marks about Rabiot. You know, if he's not in the team, you know, I worry about him. But I'd rather we got him than nobody because we desperately need to get somebody in. Massacre says I get paid really well, so I can afford these random questions. I'm excited to see Isaac in pre-season. Who do you think could get Garnacho treatment? Nice weather. So, by the way, this is Massacre Promotions. Thank you very much. I think the Glazers are wanting one of those never-ending penalty shootouts so they can crank up the pressure with each penalty. Says Glennie. I mean, I keep getting dragged into the sale, but how can you not know whether you want to sell the club completely or stay? I don't. That's the sort of indecisive cracks we're dealing with. Garnacho, number 7 shirts. Probably should have mentioned it a little bit sooner. There's been a hint from Manchester United that he will be the new number 7 for Manchester United. It's generated a little bit of a debate in the fan base about whether he is and should become number 7. I think that United says it's way too soon, and too early says Zach. Travis says it's bullshit. Raj says it's too early. The thing is that I'll say something there. We haven't had a number 7 since Ronaldo. You cannot retire the number 7 shirt until somebody is good enough to wear it, because then you put more pressure on it. Somebody's got to wear it next season. And what people forget is the number 7 has a lot of romance. It has a lot of prestige. But we have had some shit players wear it over the years. It's not always had Beckham or Cantona or Robson in it or Ronaldo. It has over the years had people like Michael Owen in it. Memphis wore it. So, in some ways, not everybody who wears it is scintillating. So, I think it's just important that somebody has it. It doesn't mean you're a superstar, it doesn't mean you're world class. So we can't retire it, we can't keep it vacant. Somebody's got to wear it, and if I'm absolutely honest, it probably is a bit too early for Garnacho. But you're going to give it Sancho? No. You give it Anthony? He doesn't need that pressure at the moment. He's got to break. He's got to hit the ground running, Anthony, next year. Maybe you could give it Anthony. Personally, I don't have a problem with Garnacho having it, because I think he's probably the most worthy to wear it available. I mean, look, Marcus Rashford could wear it, but I really don't think Rashford should be changing his number again. Do you think we'll get a French centre-back this summer? Says Darren. Yes, I think we're going to get the Monaco one. Kirish says it's too soon for Garnacho. Better to give it to Sancho and 25 to Garnacho. Kirish, do not give it to Sancho. Absolutely, do not. I mean, Sancho's been here 2 years. He doesn't deserve it. I wouldn't give it to Sancho. I mean, if you give it to Sancho, you're just giving it to a, you know, it's Jesse Lingard FC, isn't it? He's getting it for his brand. He's not getting it for his football. There's got to be an element of earning it. I wouldn't give it to Sancho, no. I like Sancho, but I wouldn't give him the number 7 shirt. He hasn't deserved it. He hasn't earned it. And I think it puts more pressure on him anyway. I wouldn't give it to him. Maybe give it him in a year, but I wouldn't give it him now. But if they might do, wasn't too early for Madrid to give Bellingham the Zidane shirt. Just give it to the lad. Let's celebrate talents, as Nick P. As I say, I don't disagree with people who say it's too early to give him the number 7 shirt. But who deserves it more? He's had a breakout season. He's done really well. He came on in the FA Cup final with more senior players and was the one who made things happen against the best team in the world, Man City. How much more do you want to give him? How much more has he got to do to give him that shirt? I'd give him that shirt. I think it's empowering, and I think he would wear it and it would fit him. I would give it him because I can't think of anyone else I would give it to. You can't give it Sancho. Rashford should not wear a number 7 shirt. Bruno should not wear a number 7 shirt. Anthony has got to just focus on himself this season. So give it to Garnacho. I think why not? Is it true Donny van der Beek might be transfer listed, says Victor? Also, if we want Kane, we should swap Sancho for Kane, says Victor. They can't afford his wages, mate, at Spurs. Rory Francis, welcome to the Members Club. And Zion says, sometimes there is just a feeling when something feels right. That's how it feels with Garnacho wearing the number 7. I think they are going to give it him. And I think they should give it. And in fact, let's do a poll. David says, Mark, the Glazer's stale story reminds me of Shertaid and the King. She told him a different story for 1,000 nights. No, I don't know that story, David, and I probably ruined the name. Shahin says, second season is always challenging. Garnacho doesn't need more pressure because of number 7. One of the new signings can get it. Maybe do a poll on it, says Shahin. Well, I think he's the best player in the squad to get it at the moment. Jose says, I thought we all agreed a transfer with Rabiot last time, but turned us down because of his wages. I fear how much we would offer him this time. Yeah, Jose. He turned us down for greed, yeah. Do you see us being an Ajax-like possession team, or more so of what we saw last season? What improvements are we expecting from the team, says Eddie? Look, Erik ten Hag achieved what he achieved last season in amazing circumstances by getting us to play a style of football that he doesn't want to play. He wants to play the way that he played at Ajax, which is 70% possession and over 10 shots on target per game. And we very rarely did that last season. That is what he's aiming to do. He is not going to go and keep doing what he did last year. There has to be an evolution. And he will try and bring players in that allow him to evolve. The goalkeeper makes a difference. More movement from the number 8 makes a difference. An actual striker makes a difference. Another midfielder that can play the Casemiro role makes a difference. So he will try and do it. He will try and do it. I don't see Wan-Bissaka getting the number 7 shirt, says Robert McCormack. And maybe he wants to play Mount as a false 9, says Elliot. I don't think Mason Mount's a false 9. If you ask Chelsea fans, I don't think I'd be up for that one. 71% of you would give Garnacho the number 7 shirt, by the way, which is interesting. What's this message I've just had?
At Charmin, we make paper, and we love trees.
Just another question. I just had a DM about the... Basically, I just had a DM saying how much longer do you think the sale process is going to go on? But I think a lot of people know where we're at. I think you're all intelligent people. I think if I said to you it'll be done by next week, you'd know I was talking shit, because I don't know. But the most important thing is nobody else knows. We could be having this conversation at Christmas. We could be having this conversation in August. We might not be having this conversation next week. We might have a new owner. I don't think anybody knows. And I think what the Rain Group are doing and what the Glazers are doing is playing a game. And it's called a greedy game. And you know what? if you want an analogy in what's happening, Man United are a sick animal. We're sick. We're not very well. And our owners won't take us to the vets. They won't let us have any medication. They won't. Because they've got their reasons, because they're greedy, because they're selfish, but they're just withholding the medication that this football club needs for their own selfish needs. And that's where we're at. You know, we shouldn't try and wrap it up in any other way. This football club is sick. It's ill. It needs a lot of comfort and care. And I'd love to say different. I'd love to say it doesn't really matter. I'd love to say we'll be fine. But we won't be fine. This summer transfer window needed to be a start. And it simply cannot be when we're in this situation. So,
a salute, you guys nailed the top.
I don't think any of you sympathise with the Glazers or think they're good guys anyway, but I mean, they've literally taken us into a massively important transfer window and fucked it. That's what they've done. That's what they're doing for their own personal greed. You know, they own a football club that's back in the Champions League and could be competing next season for major prizes. But they won't let it because they're thinking about how much money they can earn. They own something that could be amazing, and they're going, don't care how much money, what's in it for us. And that's who they are. And they walk around with their shitty ponytails and their stupid smiles, and they are, in footballing terms, evil. They're evil. That's why when they put them on the telly at the FA Cup final, it irritates people to the bone, because there is nothing fundamentally good about them when it comes to their impact on Manchester United. They drag it down. They're dragging it down. And this summer transfer window, which should have been full of promise and hope and progression for a manager that's done a good job, is actually the Glazers dragging it down again. And why are they dragging it down? For their own personal gain. And they've done it year after year after year. We won't fix the Old Trafford. We'll let it rust because we don't want to spend any money. We'll take dividends out and we won't spend as much on the transfer window because we want money. We'll keep it in debt like we always have because we don't want to spend money. And we'll mess the summer transfer window up for the new owners because we want more money. It's what it's all about. Do you think we'll see Mason Greenwood on tour, says Mr. Incredible? I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know. Never mind number 7. We need a new number 5. Stephen Ross. And I don't see I've done that one as well. Do you think Varane gets number 4 now after Phil Jones has left, says Turo? I would have thought so. And the Snail says, pray Ten Hag works another miracle next season and gets us top 4 again. Hopefully build with Qatar starting next summer. The problem is, Snail, is that we got top 4 last year because Liverpool and Chelsea were shit. It only takes one of them to be better, and that's probably going to push us out of the top 4 because Newcastle is still going to be there. It's going to be harder to get top 4 next year. As I said a couple of nights ago, we had a great season, but even now I feel we got away with it a little bit. There wasn't that many scintillating performances. We worked ridiculously hard. We went on some brilliant runs, but we ground out so many brilliant results. We sort of got away with it through our own hard work and graft and consistency. Could you do that again? Can you just graft top 4 again? I don't know. I don't think we could get top 4 next year. If we played exactly the same next season as we did last season, I don't think we'll get top 4 because I think Liverpool will be better. I think Chelsea will be better. And I think Newcastle are going to be better. And Arsenal and Man City aren't going to go anywhere anyway. So, yeah, I think it'd be difficult. I think it's so important that we improve. Should Garnacho wear number 7? 67% of you said yes. And Mark, what do you hope for in the new season, says Rory. I mean, it's very difficult, Rory. What do any of us hope for next season? I mean, I don't know. I want to go deep in the Champions League and I want to challenge Man City for the title. That was my aim at the end of the season. When you finish 3rd and you qualify for the Champions League, we're Manchester United. You know, my standard is that we should be winning the Premier League every year. That's where I want us to get back to. Realistically,
Starbucks Double Shot Energy Drink. Focused to be you.
I think progression from last year, and I think Eric Ten Hag would agree, when you finish third, you want to finish second. And if you're finishing second, you want to push for first. And when you're in the Champions League, you want to go semi-final at least. So that's what I want to do. Very, very difficult. Very, very difficult on what we're hearing at the moment. I mean, this constant financial fair play bollocks, which I was moaning about this morning, makes it very difficult because it's just an excuse coming out of the club. Never trust a man who's balding but insists on wearing a ponytail, says Stephen. The square root of 49 is 7, or 7 square is 49. Ganacho wears 49. I think he is already preparing to wear the number 7, says Beagle. My G said, asked about this SE, wanted to know thoughts. Who would you like, King, says Massacre. I want Kim and Jay. And I think mid-table are worth it if we get Qatari owners, says Espen. I think he's saying he'd take mid-table if it meant we got Qatari owners. Well, look, we've come towards the end of the show. Don't forget, I'll be live again tomorrow morning, but I would say that can I just say I think Declan Rice is going to Arsenal. It's got nothing to do with United. United aren't even in the race, but I keep saying to people, Declan Rice to Arsenal. Declan Rice to Arsenal. Declan Rice to Arsenal. Let's see what happens. I don't think Demartio's right, basically. I forgot what I was going to say. This could be, might not be what you want, might be what you want. At the end of the day, it's a signing. We could get a here we go. We could get a deal done with Mason Mount in the next 24 hours. Let's wait and see. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe. Don't forget, if you are a member, you've got an hour of United Stand on Tour, Goldbridge on stage.
But no, if Moldy Marte is gonna play. But no, Lee Marte is gonna throw it away. I hate Adrian Simpson. These cards suck. Hit 1 home run. Fuck off. I just want to cry because these moments are fucking pissing me off. Please be a homer. Nope. Oh my god, no! Wow, he didn't get drafted? What the fuck? Please drop, please drop, please drop. Come on. Fucking pussy! Pussy boy! Brandon Miller, do me a favor, Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller, do me a favor. Do not look at Charlotte Hornets Twitter, please. You gotta be shitting my nuts. Oh my god, we still have so many to go. We gotta strike out 6 batters, got a base 2 times. Oh shit, dinner's ready, chat. BRB.
For Kansas City, the shortstop, Bobby Witt Jr.
Chat, what's good? I'm gonna eat while getting these 6 Ks. There you go. Baseball in the 37 minutes. Does anybody... Who am I using? Michael Kopech? Spawn, this is the Royals. They strike out a ton, bro. Yeah, suck my dick. Alright, here we go. We're gonna take a first bite of this. Mmm. 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 That is good. Why is Michael Colt back here? Is he like a captain, maybe? Oh no. No! That's good. How many moments you got left? I gotta watch. Wait, did you sing any rank season? Maybe tomorrow. Let's go. I thought you weren't grinding the new program. Buddy, I'm just doing the moments. It's either I play this or we play Wrexham. What do you want? It's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming, soccer's coming home. Man, it's all good. Okay. The next three don't look that bad. Kyle Tucker is not a fucking future star. Strike 3, sit down, Alexander. 3 lions on the shirt. Pussy, pussy. Juan Soto's a pussy, confirmed. Fucking Manny Machado's a pussy. Did you guys know Manny Machado was a pussy? BRB.
Fans, want an even easier way to buy tickets to an upcoming game? Well, what could be easier than doing it through your mobile phone? Visit MLB.com on your mobile device. Select the game you want and bring your digital ticket with you to the game or print them at home. How easy is that? Visit MLB.com/tickets for all the details.
How's that meeting?